Welcome to Dan's Bar. So what happens when you take a big ass gun from the 1800s and you take a bunch of soldiers that also want to have some beverages? Well, you get the French 75. French 75 was originally a giant artillery from the late 1800s, and it kind of formulated a drink that was very common throughout a lot of French military and is still around today with a lot of different twists and turns that different bartenders have put around with it. Today we're going to be making a French 75, but with a little bit of twist. Traditionally you're going to have a London dry gin. So about 2 parts of that, 1 part of a lemon juice, a couple splashes of simple syrup, and then the other 50%, so that's about half the drink, and the other half is going to be a champagne. Today we're going to mix that up a little bit by also putting in ½ ounce to an ounce of a Cointreau, so kind of an orange liqueur. Give it a little bit more of a fruity, a little bit more approachable, a little bit sweeter notes to it, and hopefully that'll balance out some of the sourness that's going to be coming in from the lemon. Also, depending on the kind of lemon you use, it can be either sweeter or more sour depending on what you are using there. You can absolutely use a lower quality champagne for this because it's being mixed with a lot of other strong flavors, and you're not going to be able to get any of the small nuances out of the champagne. So without further ado, let's go ahead and make ourselves a French 75. So we're going to start off with about 2 ounces of a dry gin. Now you want to use a drier one as opposed to a sweet one because you do have some sweetness with the lemon juice, the simple syrup, and the champagne. So you want a dry gin to kind of counteract that and give it more of a dry balance to it because we don't have any other bitters being added to it. So we're going to go ahead and throw in 2 ounces of our gin into our cocktail shaker of ice. And also we are going to serve this in a champagne glass that is up. So a little flute. The one that I have is colored. Probably a clear one would be preferable, but the cut crystal's nice, and my clear ones are plastic, which is just not fancy enough for this drink. So we have our 2 ounces of our gin. We're now going to get an ounce of freshly squeezed lemon juice. Right there, perfect. And we're gonna go ahead and throw that in with another about ½ ounce of our Cointreau. We don't want too much, we don't want it to be overpoweringly orange. But I think it's going to give it a nice little touch of sweetness and oranginess to go with it. And it's also going to inform the garnish that we're going to put on this drink later. Go ahead and put in that heavy ½ ounce of Cointreau. And we're going to go ahead and put in a couple dashes of simple syrup just to counteract some of that sourness that's coming from our lemon. Now obviously you don't want to put in the champagne before you shake it because that would cause all the bubbles to go away, which is just a travesty. Really would be terrible. So we're gonna go ahead and shake it up with our core flat alcoholic ingredients and then add in to the glass and pour the float of the champagne afterwards. Ready? And time. All right, so we've got our nicely shaken and chilled cocktail. We're gonna go ahead and pour that into our serving glass and leave enough space at the top to put a nice little about 50% float of our champagne. We'll go ahead and float that on top, and that's gonna give us a really nice combination of flavors in our cocktail. And, oh, did I do it right? Did I do it? Haha, no spillage. That's how you do it. No spillage, and we're gonna go ahead and give this little delightful thing, see, just pretty. Just pretty. Oh, that's nice. It's a little bit like a mimosa because you got the orange from the Cointreau, obviously, and the more citrus coming from the lemon. But because you got the botanicals and the juniper berries coming from the gin, it adds another layer there. So I think even a gin in a mimosa would add some nice flavor to it. It's that additional level taking something up a little bit further beyond what it was before. Do not forget the simple syrup. That's really important to make sure you balance out the acidity of that of the lemon juice. But overall, really solid drink. And of course, for proper presentation, we are going to go ahead and put a little tweel of lemon peel right on top of that. Just give it a little oils and essences on that so you get a little bit of a nose as you're drinking it as well. And with that, enjoy your beverages, happy practicing, and until we meet again, cheers.